Hey guys, been a while since I posted a video. I have done a couple more night time lapses since the last video I put up. I will put a link to the last video if you want to go check that out. In my last video I kind of discussed how to kind of maybe focus on the stars a little bit better, which was pinching and zooming the screen, taking a picture beforehand, and kind of making sure you're actually in focus before you get started. That doesn't really work very well. I've tried it. It's not very reliable, and there's nothing worse than getting out there, getting set up, setting it up, and thinking you've got it, only to get the pictures home to find that it didn't actually do what you wanted to, and you were just a little bit out of focus. So what I'm going to do is I actually did some research, and I found a better way, one that's way more reliable, so at least you can kind of get rid of that variable, and then you can concentrate on what you're there to do, which is to kind of work on your nighttime photography skills and just delete that variable out of the equation. So I'm going to show you that now. Okay, so here is my 15mm Leica lens. It's an autofocus lens. So we've got our focus knob right here. We can rack it all the way around. It never stops. There's no mechanical stops in this. And that is one of the problems. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to infinite focus or infinity focus. And what that means is we're going to focus all the way back, and then that's going to put everything in focus, and that's what we want. We want infinite focus. So the problem with an autofocus lens is there's no hard stops. So it never stops at infinity focus. So on the older style lens before autofocus, they had hard stops, and when you focused all the way back, it would actually stop, because in the factory when they made the lens, they calibrated the lens to have infinite focus at a certain point, and that took into the variables of, lens, defects and whatnot. So anyways, they calibrated each and every lens, but when autofocus came out, it didn't really matter, because you click on you click to take a picture, it autofocus on it, and everything would be in focus. So when we're trying to rack the focus all the way back, we never actually get to infinity focus. We get there, but then you can go beyond that, and that puts us out of focus again, and therein lies the problem that we see. And before, my suggestion was, take a picture, zoom in on it, make sure you're in focus before you get going. It just, like I said, it's just not reliable enough. I mean, there's a human factor in what your perception is on a 2.5 inch screen or whatnot, so it makes it really difficult to get a good end result. So what I found was that if you simply put your lens in manual focus, or put your camera on manual focus, all you need to do is simply cycle the camera on and off. Okay, so what I've got here is I've just put my computer in focus here. I'll just switch this to automatic focus, so you can see everything's in focus there. And then when I switch that to manual mode, and then this is what I was talking about before, if you adjust the focus ring and put everything out of focus, then when you look at it from this view, it looks like everything's in focus, but it's truly not. You can zoom. You can definitely do that. You see the blue right here. You see that blue, the peaking right there? That's a setting that you can have on. That shows you the objects that are actually truly in focus. So I have peaking on that. That actually helps with this particular demonstration. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to purposely rack that out of focus so that hopefully you can see that it is out of focus. I got that little zoom on. So let me zoom out. So everything is still out of focus. If I was simply to now turn the camera off, and then I'll turn the camera back on, and now you see that You see all the blue peaking that has come into the screen right about there and there. So it has changed the focus as soon as I cycled the camera on and off. So now it's in infinite focus. So if you're looking at the stars, everything is going to be in focus. And that's what we want. And that is the whole idea around this. I mean, that it's kind of silly that you got to turn the camera on and off. If somebody actually knows of an option or some sort of function setting that you can set to do the same thing, I'd love to hear about it. Drop that in the comments. Anybody else who's looking at this video, maybe they'll see that tip as well, and I'll put that at the top of the comments if something like that comes along. So let me just run through that again. If I take that and I'll throw that right out of focus, and then all I'm doing is exiting that window. Like I said, when you're out in the field and you're looking at this little tiny screen, it may look in focus to you. I mean, this screen almost looks in focus to me now, but it's not. And then when I cycle it off, turn it back on, and bam, everything's in focus now. So when you're doing the night sky, everything's going to be in focus. That's what you want. So now the other menu option that I wanted to make you aware of is that under this custom setting, if you go down to page 7, right here, this lens position resume, if you have that set to on, it is going to remember where your focus position is. It's not going to put it in infinite focus for you. So if you have that set to on, then you're not going to be able to reproduce what I've just done here. The other thing to note is that because it's infinite focus, if you're too close to your objects and you're trying to, reproduce what I'm doing here right now, if you're too close to the objects, it's going to look like it doesn't work, because we're talking infinite focus. We're looking for far away objects that are going to be in focus. So if you're only 2 or 3 feet away trying to do this on a beer can or a pop can or whatever, it's not going to work because you're too close to the object. This is for far away objects only, because you're putting it infinite focus, so an infinite distance away from you, and that's what you're looking for. So hopefully that explains that for you. If not, drop me some questions in the comments and maybe I can explain it in there. Okay guys, so that's what I got for you today. I hope you learned something. I hope it helps you out in the field, because like I said, it sucks to get out there, get all set up in the night sky when you may not have opportunities to go out and do that all the time. So I hope this tip helped you out, and if it did, even if it didn't, if you enjoyed the video, click that like button. If you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button. Hey, and if you know somebody else who might benefit from this video or this tip, share that video with them. I'd appreciate that very much. And I will see you guys next time.